Hi, my name is Elaine Carney and I am a member of the CSD Disseminate team as well as a postdoctoral researcher at Boston University. Today I'm going to show you how to create a professional website for the purposes of hosting free and legal versions of your publications online. The first step in this process is to choose a website builder. For today, I'm going to use Wix, which is a simple drag and drop website builder. Once you log on to Wix.com, go to My Sites and then Create New Site. The kind of website we want to create is Portfolio and CV. And we're going to use the Wix ADI to create the site. For website type, you can put in scientist or something similar. And then Wix will ask you a few more questions about the content and design of your site. So what Wix has done is created a starter site for me based on the information I provided. And everything you see here then is completely editable. Let's just take a look at what's here. So we have a header section, a cover image, an About Me section, another image, a research section or a section to describe the research projects I'm working on, a contact form, location info, and some social media links. So the next step in the process is going to be to tailor the information with your own information. As I said, everything on this page is editable. And to edit it, you simply click on a section and then this panel is going to pop up on the left-hand side, which gives you access to all of the elements in a given section. So for the title, I'm happy for that to be my name. And for the subtitle, I'm just going to update it so that it's my job title, which is Postdoctoral Research Associate. We can then update the rest of the page in a similar manner. Just make sure to include a short About Me section so that people know they found the right researcher. It's also possible to delete sections that you don't want on your site and update images to something more relevant. The next step is going to be for us to add our publications, and to do that we're going to need to add an extra page on our website. We're going to go up to the top bar here and click Add and then Add Page. Because we told Wix that we were creating a website for a scientist, it automatically recommends some relevant pages, including one for publications, which is really helpful. So I'm going to choose publications, and then there are a bunch of designs I can choose from for the page. And I quite like this one here. Now I have a publications page and I just have to update the information to link out to my own publications. For this step, we recommend using the self-archiving steps on the CSD Disseminate website, so let's go there. The first thing to do when looking to self-archive your research is to review the copyright policies of your publisher or journal. We've recommended a few tools that you can use to find the information, and there are 3 key pieces of information that you need to find out. What version of the manuscript we can archive, where we can archive it, and when can we archive it. Today I'm going to demonstrate linking 2 of my recent articles to the website. Let's go to the tools that we recommended. And the first one listed here is Sherpa Romeo, where we can enter the name of a journal or publisher to get the corresponding copyright and self-archiving policies, assuming that the publisher we're looking for is in their database. The first article I'm going to post was published in the Journal of Speech, Language and Hearing Research, or JSLHR. You can either provide the name of the publisher or the journal, so I'm going to do journal. And what I really like about this Sherpa Romeo site is that it breaks down the different policies by version, as well as providing a lot of information about the conditions that come with posting different versions. I want to post a version of the article on my own website, and if I look down the list here, I can see that I can either post the accepted version or the submitted version. When given this option, I would always opt for the accepted version since that is going to be closest to the published version, the only difference really being that the publisher formatting has not been applied. And we can expand this box to get a little bit more information. We find out that there's no embargo, so I can post right away. I can post to my own homepage, and when I do post, I just have to include a citation, a link to the journal website, and if I like, I can also include an abstract from the final article. Let's go back to our self-archiving steps and see what's next on our list. Depending on the version you're going to post, we have provided some general guidelines for posting. Of course, the publisher policies take precedence here, so only follow these steps if they are allowed by your publisher. Since I'm going to post the accepted version of an article, I'm going to attach a user license to the first page of the accepted manuscript. Something that says, this is the accepted version of an article published by whatever publisher, in journal, year, and it is available online at this DOI. Let's go to the accepted manuscript and we can add this license and then link it online. So here I have the accepted manuscript, and I also have a template of the user license that I can then edit with the relevant information. For ASHA, when posting an accepted version of the manuscript online, they do not require you to include a Creative Commons license, so I'm just going to delete the end part of the template here. And that's it. I'm going to copy it and add it to the accepted version of the manuscript. This is the version of the manuscript that went through peer review. We revised, resubmitted, and then it was accepted for publication. We can then save that as a PDF, and that is the file that we'll link on our website. Let's go back to our website and let's start editing this page. I'm going to change the title to just say publications, and I'm going to turn off the subtitle as well as the image. Let's edit this first publication. I want to make it look pretty simple, so I'm going to only have a single piece of text rather than having multiple elements. And in this section, I'm going to add the citation to the work. So I'm going to go to the article on the journal website, and then I just use an extension on Chrome for Google Scholar, and this will give me the citation already formatted in APA. Of course, you can use whatever formatting style that you like. Let's add that in here. And then I want to add a button that says accepted version PDF. And now I'm going to link to that PDF that we just created. Now when someone clicks on this button, they will download the PDF. For the next article, the next one is published in Frontiers in Psychology and it was published open access, so it's going to be a little bit different in that I'm going to link directly to the journal website and not upload a PDF. So this is the article published in Frontiers. I'm going to get the citation just as we did before, and it's always a good idea just to check that the citation is correct. Google Scholar does a pretty good job, but there are sometimes some errors in there too. So I'll post that in there, and I'll update the button to say open access. And here I'm going to look for the DOI link, since this is a permanent link that will always link to the article. Let's go back. For now, I'm just going to put in 2 so I can hide the third one. So those are my 2 publications. Then the final step is to publish your website. Let's hit publish. Here you have the option of using your free Wix domain or connecting your own custom domain. The custom one does cost money, so we're just going to use the free one. And let's call this Sample Academic. Publish and continue. And we can go to view the site. And there it is. We have my name, title, a short about me section, an option to contact me, and a link to my publications. So that's it. Hopefully this has been helpful. Please let us know if you have comments or questions below, and we're happy to provide you with support as you go through this process of self-archiving your research. Thanks for watching.